Good.
What have 4 days of spring been like for you and for your line group?
Yeah, I think it's obviously been different for me, being at one place for 5 years and, adapting to the practice structure here at Florida State has been something that I've been working on. But I think after 4 days, I'm getting, into the swing of things, and I really enjoyed practice so far. I think that, guys are flying around, offense and defense. D-line is getting the O-line better, O-line's getting the D-line better. And, in a quick amount of time, I think that you can see that, we're getting each other better. Both sides of the ball are improving, and that's something that I think is really good.
Coach Norvell praised you for absorbing the playbook, working really hard at basically adapting to your new place. How much of a task has that been? What's been the biggest challenge of doing that?
Yeah, I think that, I took the, that challenge head on, and it's something that I embraced because I know that, playing center or playing any position on the O-line, if you can help the guy next to you, it makes everyone else's jobs easier. So, I'm going to do my best, do my part to get everyone on the same page and, make sure that we're all headed in the right direction, because that's the way every play starts. Ball's going to get snapped, and we got to make sure that we're all on the same page. So that's something that I've definitely, ever since I got here, took very seriously.
You probably had a feel for Coach Hand over the last few months, but now actually being on the field with him, what's it been like?
Yeah, it's awesome. Coach Hand, you could tell, throughout January and February that, he's an intense dude and he takes his job super seriously, which is what we all want. We want a coach that cares a lot and is passionate about what he does, and he shows that every day. And I think it's something that we all appreciate. And, we know after practice he's all in. He's giving his all every day, so that makes us want to give our all every day, if that makes sense.
How does the physicality maybe compare to what you've experienced at Wake, for example?
Yeah, I think that, it's kind of hard for me to tell just thinking about it right now, but if I had, practices are physical here for sure. And I think that it's nice, having guys like Daryl Jackson to go against every day, and, he's getting me so much better. And it's something that's why I came to a place like Florida State is, to go against the best. So I think that's the biggest thing, like going against those type of guys is something that I really appreciate. And I think will make us all better in the long run.
Coach Clausen did such a great job. Is it hard to not compare, like, well, we did this here, we did this there? How do you wipe your mind of all what you did before?
I think what's the quote? Comparison's the thief of joy. Like, I don't want to be here, trying to embrace it here and thinking about what I did at Wake and comparing things, like what I like more, what I like. That's not what I came here to do, and I'm just taking everything head on and trying my best to adapt to the way that Coach Norvell's built this program really a long time he's been here. So I'm just trying to do my part to fit in and do the right stuff.
Coach Norvell, I'm sorry.
You could go.
Coach Norvell was saying that the offense kind of did some big things early in practice, but he felt like the defense, especially the D-line, kind of responded. When they respond like that, what did you see out of that defensive line?
Yeah, I think, like I said, guys like, Daryl and James and all those guys, they're out there, they're working their tail off, and, they're getting us better. And, the defense, I thought they had a good day, and I think the offense, we had a good day too. I just think there's things that both sides of the ball need to work on. But I definitely think, the D-line, like I said earlier, we're getting each other better, and that's the best. And that's what spring ball is all about. It's not really about winning and losing. It's about getting each other better and getting ready for, come August when, the real bullets are flying.
4 of the 5 guys 4 O-linemen transferred in. Obviously, those guys are guys viewed as likely starter types, including yourself. How difficult is it to get a feel for one another in such a short window where you haven't played, years and reps over and over with one another?
Yeah, I think it's kind of just a new landscape of college football that we live in, and I think that's kind of probably the way it's going to be from now on, where, after a season a team has needs and they bring guys in, and it's on you to, on the coaches and on us to mesh and, come together as a unit. And I think that's every position. I think, it's hard if, you get receiver room, new receivers, new tight ends, everything. So I think that we're doing our best. I think the whole team's doing their best. There's new guys everywhere. And I think that the best thing for us is that those guys, all the guys that have been here, have really embraced us. And I think that just makes the whole process so much easier, as opposed to if we came in and we were, they weren't, as forgiving or caring about us, looking out for us, making sure we're on the right track. It's the complete opposite. They're looking out for us, and they're making sure, that we're doing the right stuff. And I think that makes the whole process easier.
Ultimately, does it just boil down to each of you doing your own individual responsibility, therefore executing the play?
Yeah, I think that, you learn when you play next to people, what they like, what they dislike, how they want to be communicated to, how they don't want to be communicated to, how they want you to block on certain plays, and how they want you to block on certain plays. So I think that, that type of stuff, like just over the course of spring ball, will only get better and better. And that's something that I'm looking forward to and that I've been trying to work on too is, getting to know how certain guys tick and what helps them and what doesn't help them, and then going from there. Because everyone's different.
I'm sorry. Coach Norvell singled down Andre Otto as a young guy that's learning quickly. And what do you see out of a guy like that?
Yeah, I think Andre's had a great 4 practices so far from what I've seen. I think that he's super physical and, he's a big body and super athletic, and I think he has every tool to be a great player. And I think he's had a great 4 practices, so I agree with Coach Norvell.
Do you see good competition? Like Chris mentioned, a lot of people have perceptions of who might be starting, but do you feel like there's a good competition in that whole group?
Yeah, I think that we're all competitive, and I think that, we all know that nothing's guaranteed. So, we're coming together as a unit during this time. We're also competing against each other, and I think that's good for all of us. It's not a good thing to be, complacent and things like that. So I think that we all realize that it's a competition, but I think it's a healthy competition, and it's not like a distraction from anything. I think it's a good thing, and I think it's all getting us all better.
The leadership aspect, being vocal with other guys, did that come easily for you? I presume it does with your background and your family and whatnot. But here, did you feel like you could immediately do that, or did it take you a little while?
I think I'm still building the trust of everyone on the team, and I think I can be a vocal leader in the O-line room right now just because I'm with those guys all the time and they know me and we know each other. But I think to take on a bigger leadership role, it takes trust, and I think I've been here for 2-3 months, so it's going to take time. But if that's the role I need to step into, I would love to. But I'm not going to be the guy that's forcing a leadership role because that's not organic, and I don't think that's what's best for a team. It's build the trust with everyone else and lead where you can, and speak up when you think something needs to be said. But other than that, just stay the course and do your job and lead by example and do the right things. I think that's the best thing to do for me right now to be doing.
You brought up competing with Daryl. What is that like?
It's awesome. I think we had good guys at Wake too, but I think Daryl's just a different body type that you don't see at every school. It's just he's long, big, athletic. He's got all the tools, so it's awesome for me. I love it. Like coming in and you're gonna have a challenge every day, and it makes you, when you go out to practice, you have to bring your A game, give it your all, because if you don't, a guy like that, he's good enough to expose anyone on any day. So I think it's great for me, and I really enjoy it.
We've asked defensive guys about the 3-3-5 and the adaptability. From your vantage point, what does it look like, and how does that adaptability challenge you?
Yeah, I think that defense. From my time in the ACC, the only team that really ran it, or I guess there was 2 teams, Syracuse and NC State. And when you play a defense like that knows how to run it well, like NC State, I think at times had a really good defense, and they had the guys that could play that defense, and it becomes very difficult to play offense against. So I think it's great for us to go against such a challenge every day, and it's awesome.
Anything else?
Thank you, Listen.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.